lot of the others as he's getting losing it.
Trouble in the S's, all Geyers around. He'll nail the Armco barrier on the outside. Everybody's going to jump on the binders to avoid him, but Allgaier got loose when he went wide into turn number 3. The car looped around and into the Armco barrier he went. Solo car crash and a short day for Justin Allgaier.
Right here through turn 2. He kind of is okay, but there you go. He's just a little high on the outside of the 51 as he turns back to the left, and it is a long slide, Mike, in front of you and then across the track into the Armco.
Well, that's one of the things we talk about, Stevie, here in the S's. You've got to be precise with the line that you take through the S's. If you get off line, half foot to a foot, that is what can happen, and that's the worst case scenario.
From Kulwicki, they come off the second corner, 3 abreast. Allen's going to have some help. Oh, they almost touched. Allen back and forth.
Yeah, I think they did touch a little bit there going into turn 1.
Oh, and Lake Speed is
on the roof.
Flipping down the backstretch. The car rolling over several times.
Dave Marcus involved in it. Looked like Jimmy Spencer's car was involved. Here comes Hut Strickland spinning around. Jimmy Means in the back of the pack got by.
Again, try to determine what happened.
Well, it looked like Lake Speed was trying to shoot up through the middle there as they were drafting for position, and perhaps got tapped by Sterling Marlin in the blue car behind and shot him into the wall. The car started going over and over, and you can see the car's trying to move around him. There's Dave Marcus, hit him hard. Here's Jimmy Spencer. It looked like down on the inside. He got in on it. And here comes Hut Strickland in the car number 57 sliding out through there.
And from another angle.
I think that Ned said it just right. I think that there was contact between the 83 car and the 94 car Sterling Marlin, and Dave Marcus gave Lake a pretty good rap going down through the grass. And look at the windshields, look at the debris, the dirt flying from these automobiles. You know, it's hard to watch these shots and tell when these cars are running 180, 90 miles an hour, but when something like this
crash in turn 1.
Huge crash, unbelievable crash.
Kyle Busch got into the back of Casey Kane. Kane got turned into the wall as Busch tried to change lanes.
And Kyle goes down. I think it's more like Kyle went down and Kane went up. They make a little light contact right here when Kyle looks like he's getting a push from Marcus Ambrose. Starts to move to the outside and catches the back of the 5 car Kane and sends him around. See Jamie McMurray, and there goes the 29 of Harvick.
Hamlin got hit by
Brad Vickers in it now, yeah.
Hamlin's car, Vickers, Ruderman,
the 70.
Stewart.
Martin Truex Jr. in 56 just basically all but stopped to keep from getting in.
To be doing this. You guys are sending me up here to the Wolves.
Watch Tony clock in to sell the Smoky Cheddar Steakhouse XT July 19th.
Oh, he just turned it.
Kyle Busch into the wall will bring out our 4th caution of the night, and there was no question he got turned.
Wow. Yeah, there was definitely no question there.
You all right, Kyle?
He's got his neck down before the car's even stopped. He is hot.
Yeah. Kyle Busch leading this race.
Some are on new and some are on old. And as we see these guys, you see the 18 get the run, and they just hook bumpers right there. Wow.
That's how can you hook bumpers going down the back straightaway?
I'd like to see. I want to see this angle because you see one going over to him and Kyle coming up. You hook bumpers when both people are crossing each other.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? One's going left and one's going right. I'm not, that's a bad deal, but I think the 18 thought he was cleared, and I don't know what the 42 was thinking at that time, but it's going for the same place on the racetrack. But that's definitely.
One car slides to the infield, Austin Dillon, and they pile up behind him.
That's 2 weeks in a row early out for Austin Dillon. I don't know how much damage he has, but there's a bunch of them, folks. You got Gregson in this, Bell. There's a right rear. I think Austin may get away with just that tire damage. Let's look what happened. It stacks up on its outside, folks. If you watch here, these cars right in through here all start stacking up as they catch them. Accordion effect. We saw it at Daytona time and time again. Look at the accordion back here.
What happened was Todd Gilliland trying to make a hole for Michael McDowell to get up in that preferred lane in the middle, stacked that whole lineup really hard.
Those guys had nowhere to go, didn't see it, landed right in their lap.
What a mess. Watch Todd Gilliland, the 38 car right here. He's going to check up to try to make a hole for Michael McDowell, and it checks up this whole line. And all of a sudden, that accordion just gets deep.
Denny Hamlin just missed the 3.
You see Harrison Burton around.
We're under caution. Just 2 laps into the Ambetter Health 400.
Regains his momentum. He may be able to hold on to third here.
I think the 24 is going to get boxed right here as they try to go 3 wide.
4 wide. Stewart slid. Gordon's hard into the wall. There's Edwards. Allmendinger.
Oh, no. What
But Gordon and Stewart, and then cars trying to sweep by on the outside. Menard, Montoya, McMurray, Harvick, or rather Boyer, all get caught up in it.
What a wadded up mess.
The big one in Texas takes the pole sitter and the driver who's led the most laps, Gordon.
See, Gordon forces his way by right there.
Then Edwards.
Edwards got into the back of Stewart and got him into Gordon in the 24 car.
Allmendinger, there's McMurray.
And there they all go.
Boyer.
Logano.
Boy, look at Ryan Newman.
Ryan Newman, great job. Scott Speed.
Just snuck through there.
That's called bobbing and weaving. You see here, it gets just so bottled up. Not a lot of room to work. Trying to go 3 wide right here. Here comes Carl with the run up on the outside. Carl in the 99, Edwards.
I think Gordon touch Stewart just a little bit.
But touch there. But then when he does, Edwards has got a hit into the back of the 14 to Tony Stewart.
I don't think Gordon got into Stewart enough to move him. The contact from Edwards, though,
I think what happened was Stewart broke a little momentum. Edwards had it in the 99, had that great run coming off.
Big run, but there's a problem. Jimmy McMurray gets hit. Earnhardt gets into him. McMurray's going to get hit again.
We see that so many times in Talladega. Everybody trying to get on pit road at the same time, and they just make contact. Jamie McMurray with big contact. Well, you can see, I think Kyle Busch was on the inside of Jamie McMurray. Did not know he was trying to pit. So here we go. We see Jamie McMurray trying to slow down.
He's in the second lane, way up on the racetrack in the 77. I think has no idea the one is pitting or just can't tell. And he hits him reasonably close to full speed, Jeff.
Also the 15, we see Mark Thompson got into that as well. Chris Buescher in the 37. Also collected in this, but Jeffrey Earnhardt in the 33, massive contact there with the 1 of Jamie McMurray.
I just think that Jamie McMurray was trying to come to pit road and he was outside the cars that were pitting. So look, he's above over here off the tunnel turn. We have a crash off the tunnel turn.
Larson hard into the wall. It looks like the front right and the rear of that car. Did you see everything happen there, Junior?
Yeah, when I saw Kyle, he was already sideways. Looks like he got loose on the corner of, on the exit of the tunnel. Maybe got to carry that throttle, and the car's just too loose. You can see corrects it, gets into the wall with the right rear, popping tires, hitting the inside fence. The scary part was here, sliding back up into oncoming traffic right in the racing groove. Luckily, everybody was able to avoid. But that's the trouble about running here, or the pressure, I guess, for these drivers, is they have to carry so much throttle through this tunnel turn, and you have to trust that that grip is going to be there. That car is going to be hooked up, be into the racetrack, and he got a big surprise, obviously, in the center of that corner with the car getting loose.
Wallace in the 7 car, Stephen Wallace in the 66, and David Stremme in another car owned by Rusty. Oh, we got a spin. It's a tap from Wallace.
Right behind you.
Oh, the big one in turn 1, heavy contact, cars in the wall. Stephen Wallace heavily damaged. There comes Kyle Krisiloff down. David Rudiman involved. Oh, heavy damage on Stephen Wallace's Chevy. He was having such a great run. And Kyle Busch has damage on the right front of his Toyota.
Kyle Busch continues to have problems finishing this race. He tried a different strategy, but he still... See the intensity level coming up on these guys.
We saw Mike Wallace look like he was going below David Rudiman right here, but they ran up on a slower car. Wow.
Right. Man.
That's Kevin LePage's 61 that Carl Edwards went up across the back of. And then it all broke loose behind him. Cars slipping and sliding. Kelly Byers involved. Brad Keselowski, watch again.
Oh, you see what happened here. This 61 was not up to speed, and it's almost like you know, these guys moved over and didn't see him. Had no idea that he was coming.
You know, Jeff has
had trouble back straightaway, guys. Car around.
Trevor Bane.
A number of cars
and
involved.
more. Logano is in it.
Crashing all. Oh man. Look at that.
Looked like half the field piled up on lap 47.
The bottom end of the left rear turn distance and got back.
Gosh, the 6 just started to turn all by itself. I mean,
but Darrell, do you think the 27 car being out there on the outside, it just pulled the back end of Trevor Bane's 6 car around?
It had to, Larry, because the car was not in any, there was nobody around him except that 27 closing fast. The air off the 27 obviously affected the 6. See right here, he gets a big run coming. You got I think that's Tony Stewart down below him. He's got cars on both sides of him.
And then Kurt Busch got into Bane, and into the wall he went.
Wow.
And once Landon Castle gets sideways to the field, along with Kyle Larson and Greg Biffle,
they are jammed up that mid-pack, but it's Denny Hamlin that'll break free of the muck and the mire in turns 2 and 3, and he will pick up the lead. Briscoe with him in second. Here comes Matt DiBenedetto. He wants third, but he's got to get around A.J. Allmendinger to do it. Bubba Wallace off course. One other car spinning, leading turn 6. More contact on the straightaway, and there's more calamity on the back straightaway.
Cars everywhere on the backstretch. Austin Dillon, hard contact.
That was the result of that curve.
It's like Michael McDowell was the car that got spun around.
Through here side by side. See Bubba Wallace, he bails out, but huge jump right there by McDowell. They haven't been through this track like this before without that curb. It's causes all this issues. It's easy to say, well, you know it's there, but vision just isn't what you think it is when you're following other cars. Watch these cars hit it. Blaney hit it a little bit. Further back, look at that launch. Round he goes. Crazy. See Cole Custer in the wall. The teammates, Austin Dillon with Big Dan.
54 posted pass-through penalty pushing, and here's the big one down the back straightaway at Talladega. Matt Craftsman in it.
And he just knew it had to happen at some point. It was just too tight. There was too much pushing and shoving, and finally it all just broke loose.
Oh, it looked like that. The Johnny Sauter truck, I think, was in the middle, and someone didn't know he was there.
Yeah, it was a 51 truck, Mike. It looked like he was on the top 3 wide there and started to come down over the cross of, over the front of Johnny Sauter's nose, and that's really what triggered the whole accident.
Yeah, that 51 of Matt Tift got turned around riding backwards, saw damage for Tyler Tanner in the 63. Another look here. See, there was Sauter right on the tailgate of the 51, and then look, Craftsman just almost squeaked by the outside, but couldn't quite make it. 94 of Timmy Hill in that mix. We go on board with Tyler Reddick. What did he see? This should give us a great view. You can see Sauter very aggressively up the middle. There just wasn't room.
No. Keep coming there. Keep coming low. Watch that 98. Caution's going to be out. Caution's going to be out. You're clear up. Great job.
On board with Matt Crafton.
Pushing, I believe. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. Record. Stay straight.
He just missed getting through there. And I like what Crafton did. He just left the hammer down. He knew if he was going to make it through, that was his only chance.
Shot getting down on the turn line. Here goes Newman. Newman's going to take the lead.
That's exactly what I knew would happen.
That was not pretty. A dive bomb move into turn number 1.
Got fresh cars, tires, they can take off, man. And this is what happens. Boyer blocked Newman, shot him down in there 3 wide. There you go.
And as they all get dusted up, Newman gets the lead, and Allmendinger comes out second with Truex third.
If they would have only done what I suggested, that would have never happened.
Jimmy Johnson comes down, racing Gordon into the corner, but Bowyer already has the low groove, and there just wasn't room for 3 cars in that small a space. All right, we get 3 tries at this.
Yeah, when Bowyer dove to the inside, he actually got that shot from Ryan Newman, and that right there, you can see that wasn't going to work.
Well, you know who's sitting in the catbird seat? The 88. He got fuel and
crash back straightaway. Eric Jones up into Jamie McMurray, who collects Trevor Bane in the 6, and it's on.
Oh, hard
Bane, a
left
hard
side
hit.
It almost looked like his wreck from Friday. Starts off that way.
Right across into Truex. And then Bane in the 6 to the inside barrier.
They're going to have to weld those mounts back on, then they'll put the shocks back on. It'll be a while.
Oh, trouble in the Trioval. Terry Labonte gets out of control. Michael Waltrip hits the wall. We have 2 cars involved. Waltrip comes back across the racetrack in traffic, gets tagged by another machine, and the second caution is out on the Pepsi 400.
I believe that other machine, it looked like just going down there in the smoke, could have been Jeff Gordon, but we'll wait and see. I think it might have been.
Barney, that was Jeremy Mayfield who collided with a spinning car once it came to the end of the front straightaway. Smoke again all over this end of the racetrack, but it was Mayfield who made the collision.
So caution there's another one involved in there too that's sitting down on the inside of the racetrack, Barney. There's
we saw that one go out there. Couldn't tell who it was, but Terry
ended up being involved in the accident. So the leaders come by the opening of pit road, and the pit lane is closed at this point. So it's going to be another minute or so before they're able to make any pit stops, and any of the drivers are able to come in and get service. As the pit lane is closed and the field comes by with everyone staying on the racetrack.
Tell you what, there are some good pieces of driving going on behind that accident, of guys diving all the way down to the apron of the racetrack, and some going almost out into the grass to keep from colliding with other cars, because once Terry hit that wall, there was an awful lot of smoke coming out across there, and visibility had to be very restricted in that area for a quick second. We're very fortunate that only 3 cars got sufficient damage down there in the form of Jeremy Mayfield, Michael Waltrip, and Terry Labonte.
And compounding problem for Terry Labonte is that his car has come to rest driver's side flush against the outside wall, so he was not able to get from the machine out the normal route from the driver's side window. The safety workers are there with Terry Labonte and have opened up the passenger side window on the right side of the car, and they also have a wrecker there to move the front end of the machine away from the wall a little bit, so Terry can get out of the machine as we
the contact between Larson and Harvick.
Wow.
All of that.
Boy, that's done a lot of damage.
What the hell is he doing there?
They're close together going down the back.
Harvick comes down, and then the 42 comes up. They make contact. It turned the 42 sideways into the 4 Harvick, and he made heavy contact with the outside wall.
Yeah, that right front took a lick. I'm going to say, Mike, that was just one car went down a little bit, and one car came up a little bit. I don't know if I could put a blame on either guy.
I'm not exactly sure why Harvick came down at all. See the 42. Yeah,
he slips up the hill a little bit.
He gets a little loose.
Yeah.
And it looked like Harvick gathered it back up, maybe didn't quite appreciate the 42 getting him loose like that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if I can blame that all on
No, I'd say
Larson.
Kevin was definitely moving left when that happened.
Off turn 4 for the final time.
Comes a run by Brad. There he goes to make his move. He's going to switch back over.
Oh, the block, and around goes the 34. And Reddick steals one.
That was almost exactly how Brad won this race, his first race. Huge wreck here, guys. Reddick.
Oh my God! Great work, guys!
To the outside, McDowell blocks him high, goes to the bottom, and look at the energy coming with Gregson. Brad was able to utilize that block, pushes him, and that was one block too many on McDowell's behalf. Turned him around.
And look at Reddick. Maintain his foot on the floor and shoot through as mayhem develops behind. The first 4 cars get by unscathed. Reddick
controllable.
There you can see. Watch the 7 car get up on its side.
Oh, it's upside down.
Upside down.
Underneath Josh Berry.
And it's still sliding on its side all the way down the wall.
Yeah, he's going to finish the race.
Look at that. That is wild. I thought I saw that.
Lejoy, 19th.
Wow. Unbelievable. Oh, it's going to go over.
Hit was pretty big. First flip of my career in a big car, so 10 out of 10. No
the track gauges. Cars colliding on the back straightaway. Alex Bowman, 23. Tony Stewart, more piling in. Is that Kyle Busch in the inside wall? 18 car all torn up.
We're done.
Comes from just a push that went wrong.
Yeah, it looks like Almirola got into the back of Yaley, just at the wrong little angle and just pushed him in the right side.
And Kyle Busch there in the smoke gets run into from behind, looked like by Austin Dillon, the 3 car. Looked like Kyle Busch was going to be fine, but when all the smoke, Austin Dillon not able to slow down and runs into the back of the 18.
Now, was the 43 being pushed by the car behind
Kyle
him?
Busch right
question.
there.
Yep.
He had slowed down and missed it and got run into by the 3 car.